Guys, this is Jesse with McDominator Gaming. Hope everything's going well your way today. And actually, today's not the greatest of videos today because, as you notice, I'm still using the same recorder I was using. I got all of my equipment in, the Elgato, the mic, the webcam, and found out that to run the Android through it, I need a HDMI splitter and an HDMI to the micro USB. So that is unfortunate. And so I'm a couple days delayed on that. So I apologize. But you know what? We are doing well. We're at 43.92 on Wednesday of week 1. Goal of 47.52. We're working our way there. Wanted to go over a couple games today and kind of just every game in this is different. It adds new strategy and new things to learn. So I like going through all these games. Let's see, nothing there worthwhile. So I actually just finished a challenge and I was 9-1 and lost my last 2. That was terrible. It's kind of embarrassing to lose those 2 in a row after being 9-1. So these are the 2 games I want to show you. The first is going to be a deck I usually struggle against. A giant followed with either a bomber or a wizard because my giant defense is my barbarians. And to have a wizard or bomber behind it leaves me in a terrible situation because those would shred my barbarians. So we get going here. As always, I start with either my goblins or my princess. So that's a good trade for me. My princess does more damage than the log. Cost me 1 more elixir, but I'm okay with that. So I go ahead and get my wizard running from the back. And I'm going to supplement him with my barbs. You can actually see I had my barbs ready to go. I had them lit up until just a second ago. And we're going to drop them until I saw that wizard. He makes a major mistake, though. He sees my wizard, and he drops his wizard right on top of the giant. Not a smart play, and you'll see why. As soon as I see that my wizard's going to hit both, freeze all 3, and now I'm going to shred his wizard. Be perfectly fine. Drop my knight to tank that mega minion. Giant's not going to get to my tower. Wizard takes down the mega minion. And we're off to a push here. He drops spear goblins. They don't bother me. Go ahead and launch my balloon. Nothing scary out there right now. Here comes another giant. He got back to that pretty quickly. And here I see the bomber. So the dilemma I have now with the space that the bomber and the giant have, there's nothing that I will be able to splash damage both of them with without the bomber absolutely destroying me. So I have to play something behind the bomber or beside. So in this case, I have to play up here with my princess. And I know he has log, and she's going to get logged after 1 hit. So then I'll follow up with spear goblins over here. But I have to let the giant damage my tower. And I hate doing that, but you have to. So sure enough, there's the log. Here come my spear gobs. And we whittle down the giant, but he does quite a bit of damage. I'm not real happy with that exchange, but if I played it different, I probably would have lost my tower. So, you know, it is what it is. You have no choice sometimes. So I know I'm in pretty decent shape. You know, all in all, his deck doesn't seem too scary as long as I can keep his giant in check. So go ahead and launch my... and right here is another learning point. So I could drop my knight up front on those spear goblins to try to save that tower. But I know that he has that zap. And he could zap that tower to death if he wanted to pretty easily. I will lose that tower. So do not use troops to defend a tower that you're going to lose anyway. And it would mess up my spacing. If I drop my knight up there, it would mess up the spacing for my push. Just let the tower go. It stinks, but let it go. So I can get the spacing I want. I know he has a wizard, so I have to make sure there's space between my troops that he can't get his splash damage. And he decides, this is where I don't understand what this guy's doing. So he has a good little push. Okay, bomber I get. Drops his mega minion. I freeze the mega minion. So right here, mega minion's frozen. Wizard half health, still doing damage. Balloon almost full health doing damage. He already has the giant going to be on my tower. You have to get rid of this balloon and this wizard. Otherwise you lose the game. And the play I don't get, he drops his wizard up here at that, in the right lane. Makes no sense to me. Bad play. You know, I get the win. Don't forget to play defense. You're not going to win any game if you don't play some kind of defense. It isn't going to happen, and it leaves you in a really bad spot. So don't put your troops together when you know they have a wizard or bomber or some kind of splash damage. Don't let your troops get close together. And this is another game that reiterates that point. This is actually a pretty... Well, the end of this game is a good learning point as well about thinking through your play. He has a good deck to play against me here. And it really... He should not have lost this game, but he does. First off, he wastes a full elixir point at the start of that game by not playing a card. So I'm already one ahead. Now, he doesn't know I have freeze yet, but he puts those right where I can freeze everything. Elites come out. Couldn't do much with those. So I have my barbs. First time I learned that he has tornado. So now I know that. I know I'm going to have a hard time getting to his tower. So I drop my spear goblins behind my barbs so that the barbs will act as little mini tanks for the spear goblins to take down that mega minion faster and get more of my barbs up on this ice wizard. It works out okay. Even if the ice wizard got up to my tower half health, I probably would do nothing to defend against him. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage, and usually I just let him go if it means I can save elixir. Because I'm a little bit behind right now, one back on elixir. Here comes his giant. I drop my princess up front, get a couple cheap hits on him, ideally, but he does wind up logging. You know, again, princess shot trumps a log in terms of damage done, so I'm happy with where we are. And again, look, his ice wizard's going to get right up on his giant. You know, so he let me get a hit on that ice wizard free with my wizard, and that was a terrible tornado right there. Not a good play. Because my troops were all still hitting that giant because the center is right here in range of the giant. He should have pulled me back over here, pulled all those here so I wasn't hitting the giant. He didn't, allowed me to kill his giant, and really he has to use spells here, otherwise I'm going to do a lot of damage to his tower. So he had to use 4 elixir of spells, and that puts me about 3 elixir ahead. So I am massively ahead at this point, in great shape. And I know that, so I'm going to be able to get a little push going here. I just want to clear my spear goblins off my deck so I can get just a couple of my support cards for my balloon. So I know that's another +1 for me there because he played Ice Wizard to my goblins. And so here we go. We have a little bit going. This is the first time I've seen Executioner. Not thrilled about that. Let my knight tank the hits there from the Executioner. Unfortunately, the Mega Minion targeted my wizard. I didn't want him to do that. Here, I played my Spear Goblins on the left because I knew that log was going to come from my princess, and that kept them a little bit out of harm's way. At least it only got one of them. So now we're going to be able to take down that Mega Minion and get a little bit of a push here. Here come these elites. I drop my wizard back, and I use my knight to tank so that my wizard can get splash damage on as much as possible. Take out both elites, get some good hits in on the Executioner Ice Wizard, get a little bit of a push going, and so I figure out what he's going to do here to counter my balloon. I kind of figured it, but he waits until my balloon is almost at the tower. That is the right play. Remember this. I use my freeze, then he uses his tornado, pulls me back. That is the correct play. But he messes this up in just a minute. He freaks out because my balloon's on its way. All I need is one hit on the tower at this point with my balloon, and the death damage will be enough. So again, tanking hits with my knight, let my wizard do work. He does very well. Pull that Mega Minion away so that it's not on my tower as well. Go ahead and take that out. And this is where he messes up. So here comes my balloon, and he freaks out. He's in great shape right now, actually, because he has his Executioner. It's going to do a lot of damage to my barbs. I don't think my barbs are actually going to get a hit, especially if he zaps them. Or that's all he'd have to do. Zap and then drop his Ice Wizard here. And he's perfectly fine. And the Executioner will do a ton of damage. But he freaks out and he uses his Tornado. And there it goes. And then he drops his Ice Wizard. So if he had used Zap and let the Executioner do his work, force me to use my freeze spell, then you use Tornado. The reason you do that is if my freeze were down right now, that whole time that everything's frozen, my balloon is pulled away, and the Ice Wizard would be able to hit him. And what that does is it keeps me from doing damage. If I did nothing, if I didn't freeze, the Ice Wizard and Executioner mixed with that Zap would have been enough to kill my balloon and only give up death damage. But what he did by playing that tornado when he did, he allowed me to ride out the whole tornado, and then as soon as tornado was over, use my freeze. I don't even have to worry about that Ice Wizard. I can just let my balloon go, and he'll get there, get the one hit, death damage wins the game. Think about your plays and bait the other person's spells the best you can to make it work to your advantage. He lost that game and didn't get a tie because he used his tornado before I used my freeze because he got too excited and he didn't look at the health of my barbarians and he didn't look at the situation of cards he had and realized that he could have waited until I used freeze to use that tornado. So pay attention to what you're doing when you're playing. That's the difference in how many trophies was that he lost there? Where are you? Not too much further down here, I don't think. There you are. That's the difference in 29 trophies that he lost. Now he's at 43-28 then, so he's moving back up a little bit. But that's 29 trophies that he just gave away from not thinking through a play. So don't do that. Think through what you're doing and make sure that you keep doing what you do, but learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes in this game. Don't keep making them. Learn from them, get better, and get up the ladder. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe. And by the way, if you're in the southeastern North Carolina area, which is where I am, we are actually going to be doing a tournament in about a month now. We haven't set the exact date, but we're going to do it at a local community college. We're going to have vendors there. It's going to be a live elimination tournament. It's going to be brackets, not the tournaments in the game. It's going to be a bracket. And we're going to have vendors and cosplay. So it's going to be a good time. So hit me up. Leave me a message on YouTube or on Twitter at McDom Gaming, MCDOM Gaming on Twitter. And let me know if you're interested. I'll get you more information. Have a wonderful day.